Hey guys, as promised, this is video 1 on strength and weight loss. Could be on weight gain if you want to do that too. It will be applicable. Most of you are frustrated because your bodies are not losing weight anymore, or they're gaining weight no matter what you're doing, and your physical strength is starting to decrease, or you just want to feel stronger, be able to move things, do some work, fix things. So I want to talk for a second on the biggest factor of your weight and strength, okay? And let's just be clear here. You don't lose weight to get healthy, you get healthy to lose weight. You gotta earn fat loss, okay? Most people are losing weight, and what it is water and bone and muscle, unfortunately, and they're rarely burning fat. Fat burning is an art. The hormones have to work right, the stress levels have to work right, and everything has to be in a harmony, and then you'll burn fat, okay? Because we have two batteries, right? We have a fat battery and a sugar battery. Stress burns sugar, okay? So remember that, stress burns sugar, okay? Fight or flight. Fight, flight is kind of the issue here, okay? Okay. So what is fight or flight? Fight or flight is you're watching one of those National Geographics on the African tundras or Saharas, right? There's a lion over here and some lionesses, and they're sleeping. And there's some gazelles just down the way in the same shot, and they're eating grass and doing what gazelles do, okay? And all that's great and harmonious, and they're enjoying the sunshine, and life is good until it is time to eat, okay? The lion says it is time to eat. Its eyesight improves, its blood sugar goes up, its blood pressure goes up, it's got minerals to contract because calcium makes us contract, whereas magnesium relaxes us, and it's ready to do some work, do some damage. It's ready to fight or flight, okay? That makes sense? So what happens is the lion will almost kill itself trying to get its prey, or especially a cheetah. If you watch them, they foam at the mouth. Their heart rate goes to almost 100% maximum. They know they got to eat. They got to feed their young. They got to feed their pride or their family, whatever you call them. And so what happens is the lion goes for it, whether it's 30 seconds or a minute of chasing it, and you see what happens. Either it gets the gazelle and it comes back and drops it and lays down and starts to recover, or it doesn't get the gazelle and it goes back, lays down, drops, and tries to recover. So it really doesn't matter the outcome. The outcome matters to the pride, because that's whether they get to eat or not, right? They don't have a refrigerator, but or a Starbucks drive-thru, right? But the key take-home here is fight or flight means you either fight, or you're the gazelle, you flight, and then you got to recover. And then it will show the scene like 5 minutes later after that, and the lion will be laying down, relaxing, getting its heart rate back down, and the gazelle will start eating again, and they'll be within 30 yards of each other. It's the strangest thing. It's almost like this game of nature of how you eat in the wild. But my point being, with fight or flight, here's the problem in North America. Most of you listening to this are either North American or you know a North American, and they're influencing you. And some of that influence is fun, right? Cookies and pastries and coffee and all these things us North Americans do. But here's the deal. Fight or flight. There's this thing I call low-level fight-flight, LLFF. So remember, there's so much stress. Well, not remember, I didn't tell you yet. Here's how this works. Here's so much stress, it leads to death. You'll have a stroke, a heart attack, something like that. Here is no stress at all, and you'll get sick and die because you have to have stress. Remember, kids, you got to play in the dirt. Or parents, you got to let your kids play in the dirt. They got to get bacteria. They got to get boogers on each other. They have to hug dogs and let the dogs lick their face. It's disgusting. I mean, I just want to go wash my hands thinking about it. Maybe even put a mask on. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't go that far. But you got to get dirty. You got to get sick in order to get strong, because that's what activates your immune system. Same thing. If you want to get physically stronger, you got to lift heavy things, because then your brain says, wow, that was heavy. Maybe I should give a little bit more strength and muscle mass there, so if they go do that again, they don't harm themselves, because maybe we're going to do this more and more. Okay, so that's how stress works. But this is too much stress, and this is too little stress. And then there's this healthy number, okay? There's this healthy level of stress. We need stress, guys. Remember, getting sick, temperature. What do we do in America? We set the thermostat 68 or 72, or if you're weird like me, we keep it set 75, and that's cold for upstairs at night. We like it warm. You know, my wife and I and my kids. But here's the deal. What's healthy is cool nights, hot days, right? That's nature. Up and down, up and down, up and down. What's healthy is eating a little bit more some days, not eating at all other days, right? And with some, of course, some variances there, but that's more healthy. What's healthy is getting sick once in a while. So the randomness of nature is what keeps us strong. When everything's predictable, we get in trouble. Who here has a predictable life? You know, I predict tomorrow's going to be stressful, right? Yeah, we're kind of masters of our own universe there. But here's the deal. Okay, here's healthy, and here's the extreme, and you know, we kind of do this throughout life, right? We go up and down, but most of the time we're hitting that healthy. But here's the problem. We have too much stress now. Okay, the ability to burn fat and to build strength and to be well and to fight cancer and heart disease and dementia and Alzheimer's and all these degenerative diseases is our ability to deal with stress. Okay, but stress can be subjective. What is stress? Okay, stress. Stress isn't good or bad. It can be bad, right? It can be good. It depends is always the answer. Depends on what, okay? Here's an example. If I took 10 of you right now randomly watching this and we all went up to the roof of my building, I'm on the second story right now, but let's say we go even up higher to the top, and we all stand on the edge, right? For about 3 of you, you're going to think that's great. That's actually going to be very exciting for you and produce euphoria and positive hormones, and you're going to say, this is the greatest day ever. 1 of you won't make it. You'll probably just die going up the stairs. You're going to have a panic attack. 2 of you are going to be brave and be stressed beyond belief, and 5 of you are going to sit there not knowing whether it's good or bad, and you know, they're just kind of going through the anxiety in their mind, right? So for some it's stressful, for some it's not, okay? Or let's just say, hey, we all carry stress differently. So when I'm stressed, my low back hurts. No matter what I do to it, whether I lift something wrong or I don't lift something wrong, we always say my back's out. But then I say, well, did you have trauma? Well, no, I just woke up that way, but I did do yard work yesterday. It's not how the nervous system works. That'd be like grabbing a hot frying pan and burning your hand and not knowing about it till the next day. Wouldn't happen. If you have pain, you wake up with pain, and you haven't had an acute trauma in the last 6 weeks, that is your brain telling you something. That is a stress response. It's probably referred, or it's coming from your brain, or it's psychosomatic. You're not a hypochondriac. You know, I know you guys, you're not. I've met hypochondriac, but this is real pain. This is real sickness, but it's not what you think, okay? We all handle stress differently. Some people, they get sick, they get a virus, they get a sore throat. Some people get a cough. Some people like me get back pain. I've even had shingles when I get a virus, but I never exhibit cough and cold, okay? That's other people. And so we try to name all these, oh, that's back pain, that's cough and cold, that's, you know, COVID, that's this, that's it, and most of it's baloney. It's completely donkey backwards, okay? So here's the deal. There's 6 categories of stress. 1, emotional, right? IRS, the boss, the employee, maybe the person in the room next to you right now or sitting next to you. You know, kids, parents, aging parents, sick parents, emotional stress, there's tons of it. IRS, paying bills, all that. Then there's structural, right? Car accident, bad posture, sitting on a computer 8 hours a day for 30 years, all that kind of stuff. You know, the hunched posture makes us hurt maybe. How about there's allergy and sensitivity? Allergy, sensitivity. Allergy is like I sniff a dog or cat dander and I start sneezing and I get all itchy, or I get hives. Sensitivities are I ate something and 2 days later I feel off and I don't even know what it is. Okay, there's lots of those. There's light pollution, all the waves, cell phone, internet, Wi-Fi, radiation, cosmic rays, gamma rays. There's rays everywhere, okay? Some bodies don't mind it, some really do. Some people are really sensitive to fluorescent lighting, things like that. Some people need daylight more, okay? There is toxins in the environment and in our food. Genetically modified things are kind of weird. Those affect our body. High fructose corn syrup, that could be a toxin to many. Drugs, chemicals, chlorine in the water, fluoride in the water. Those are halogens. Fluoride's one of the worst things you can put in your body. But apparently if you put it in toothpaste, it's okay. You know, that's an interesting one. We could talk about that stuff later. All right, so we have emotional, structural, allergy, sensitivity, light, toxins in your food. Okay, food. Too much sugar, too little sugar. Not many of you are suffering from too little sugar. So when we say sugar, what do we mean by sugar? Can you see that? Ooh, you barely could see that. So sugar. Is sugar fruit? Yes, it is. Is sugar grain? Yes, it is. Even worse when it's refined grain turned into powder. Is sugar alcohol? Yes, it is. Is sugar starch? You know, those yummy potatoes? Yes, it is. But it's fat-free. Dr. Sean, it's fat-free. Why am I gaining weight? Well, because fat doesn't make you fat. Sugar makes you fat. That's worth repeating. Fat does not make you fat. Sugar does. Okay? Because when you eat sugar, you release a hormone called insulin. When you release a hormone called insulin, insulin will bring that sugar into the cells. If your brain and muscles don't need it, guess where it's going, folks? Yes, it's going into the fat cells. It's going to distort your body. It's going to be potential energy for later. Okay? So, that's how food can goof us up. And then there's malnourishment and things like that. Okay, so anyway, all I'm saying is all this stress affects your body, and your ability to deal with that stress is going to dictate if your body works right. And here's why. So what does stress do to us? Okay? Let's say, we'll talk about structural stress for a second. Let's say I'm going to go to the gym today, right? Let's say I haven't slept great this week and I've been kind of tired. My diet's been a little off because I traveled and I'm just a little punchy, okay? But I'm going to go clear my head. So I'm going to go do some high intensity training, some HIIT training. I'll lift some weights. I'm going to do what people call cardio, which I don't really know what that means, right? Because it's different for everybody. So I'm going to do weights and cardio. So what system is going to deal with that stress? My adrenal system. Okay, here's your kidney. K for kidney. Here's your adrenal gland, sits on top of your kidney, okay? Your adrenal gland makes your sex hormones like testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, that's your protective against the harmful effects of estrogen. This is very anti-cancer, okay? DHEA, your mind, your sleep, your sex drive, and the big one that we want to talk about is cortisol. Cortisol has been demonized. Cortisol is great, your primary stress hormone. What does it do? Has a lot to do with blood sugar, okay? Has a lot to do with your sleep. Too much you can't sleep, too little you can't sleep. Has a lot to do with immune response, all those allergies and histamines and sneezing. And it has a lot to do with metabolism. Oh, that's blood sugar of carbohydrate. That's how it does it. One more function there. Oh, it's an anti-inflammatory. You guys ever hear of cortisone injections? Well, there you go, derivative. We have our own anti-inflammation. So this is how we deal with stress. Stress happens. So here's what should happen. I go blow off some steam and I lift my weights and my body and I break down some muscle and I really exhaust myself and I go and I sleep like a baby and my relaxation hormones kick in and I heal and now I'm even stronger than I started and I burn fat all night long and everything's great, right? But that's a theory, because if my body's stressed when I went and did this workout, all I did was I increased my adrenal function, released all this adrenaline, cortisol, norepinephrine, and I burned sugar, okay? Well, where'd the sugar come from that I burned? Well, a little bit in the liver and a little bit in the muscles, but then there's a little sugar, but then I run out of sugar. And I can't burn fat because I'm doing high intensity exercise, so I break down more muscle for energy, okay? And what if I don't sleep well? What if I'm too stressed out from those other stresses like emotions and allergies and toxins and structure and light and food? Then what happens is we're stuck in that low level fight or flight and we can't burn fat. No fat burning. We burn up our muscle, which then technically, if we are not losing fat and we're losing muscle, we are increasing our body fat percentage. This is why people are working out and dieting and gaining weight. So we got to stop all this, okay? So here's the deal. You've heard of the thyroid? Thyroid looks like a barbell or a butterfly, okay? The thyroid hormones do what? Metabolism, okay? When your thyroid's not working, you're going to crave sweet carbohydrates. You're going to get tired. Your hands and feet are going to be cold. You're going to feel depressed. Your hair is going to get thin and dry. You're going to have all kinds of problems. And thyroid hormones are powerful. They help most of your body's hormones work better. But you want that T3, T4, those I believe T3 is a metabolically active thyroid made from iodine, so make sure you're getting iodine from sea salt and sea vegetables, because you're definitely not getting it from cheap produce that's not deeply rooted into the earth. Our soil's not so good anymore. But guess what? Too much adrenal stress will inhibit thyroid function, okay? So too much stress slows your thyroid down. So then you get slow thyroid symptoms, cold hands, cold feet, weight gain, depression, craving sweet carbohydrates, okay? The other thing is 60% plus of your thyroid hormones will travel to your liver for activation, okay? What does your liver do? Hundreds of functions. Detoxification, immune function, and activating thyroid hormones. So if your liver is stressed, you're not going to have healthy thyroid. If your adrenal stressed from too much stress in life, that low level fight or flight you're stuck in all the time, right? Remember, you're not chasing the gazelle. You got plenty of food in the fridge. You're not starving to death. You're not freezing. But you do have stress. You're kind of stuck in this low level because your mind's working and you're eating processed genetically modified foods, too much sugar, you're sitting too much, you have fluorescent lights over your head, too many allergies. See all this? Your body's stressed, but it's not crazy stress. It's just low level fight or flight. But low level fight or flight will mess up your thyroid in my experience. In my experience, it messes up your liver and things won't work right, okay? And so that's what I had to say about stress. So here's what we have to do. Remember, you don't lose weight to get healthy, you get healthy to lose weight. So how do we get healthy to lose weight? And believe it or not, it's the same way we get strong. See, getting strong the wrong way is like a slave, forced labor. You will get strong because you're using tomorrow's youth and energy for today. But that's going to catch you eventually, right? That's going to lead to degenerative disease. People that are working out and their bodies are real stressed and they're overtraining and training for marathons and lifting weights continuously and running and doing all these things they're not engineered at the moment to be doing. They're robbing tomorrow's energy for today. It's like getting on the freeway on your car. I'm not saying to try this, but imagine, instead of being in drive, you just put it down into 1 or 2. And now go drive somewhere on the freeway. What is your engine going to do? It is going to be revving into the red. What happens if you do that too long? It's going to break, okay? So is your body, and that's called degenerative illness, like chronic back pain, depression, cancer, heart disease, all these things, okay? All right, so we have to start simple. So simple is not easy. Do not confuse simple with easy, okay? Sometimes I feel like complex is easy. Complex. So when we talk about food, what's simple? Handful of nuts, raw nuts is simple, right? Doesn't get any simpler than that. What is complex? An engineered organic vegan bar made from nuts. You say, but those are so healthy and I read the calorie. No. Not good. Not good for most unless you know how to apply it. But you can't start there unless you're healthy. If you're not healthy, you have to start simple, okay? Complex gets us in trouble, but it's easy. We'll do complex things. We'll spend our money. We'll join the gym. We'll do all these things. No, walking is simple. Treadmill is complex. Treadmill is being walked. Okay, you're not a dog. So I want you to walk in nature. And then maybe even eat some raw almonds before or after, right? We got to start simple. So walking. Listen, I work with very affluent people that are highly intelligent, own multi-million-dollar businesses, everything from government agents to professional fighters to entrepreneurs. Do you know how hard it is to get these people to walk every day? Here's the challenge. You got to walk 63 days straight. Okay? Then you earn the right to do high intensity exercise or run or lift weights or whatever it is you want to do, or do cardio. You know, cardio means different things. There's aerobics and there's anaerobic. I don't know what your cardio means, but you have to walk. Okay, right now, guys, if you're not walking every day, I don't care how fit you are, you're watching this for a reason. If you have any symptom that's chronic, fatigue, depression, degenerative illness, chronic pain, excess weight, you're not sleeping great, your digestion's not working right, I don't care what it is, start walking every day. Do not skip this set. Do not skip it. 40 to 60 minutes. Now, if you have a broken leg, if you have a problem, if you have sciatic, if you have something so severe you can't, just shoot me a message. I'll tell you what the alternative is. But don't give me an excuse if it's really something you can do, okay? You gotta walk every day. The second thing I would tell you would be, well, here's the problem. Simple is nature, complex is not, right? So typically when we go to our doctors, we're gonna get things that are not quite appropriate for where we're at. Like we get chronic back pain, we go to a doctor, a lot of times they think you have an ibuprofen deficiency, right? You have to think about that one for a second. Or we'll do an MRI and x-rays. Oh, you have degenerative disc disease. You need an epidural injection. You need surgery. You need this. Oh, you have a torn rotator cuff. And we're told all this stuff, but a lot of it is nonsense. In fact, I would tell you that most of it's nonsense, unless there's acute trauma. If you've been injured in the last 6 weeks, that makes sense. But if you say, oh, 4 years ago, my knee blew out in this soccer game, and then it got better, but it always haunts me, and it hurts every 4th day when the moon's full, and this, and no. That's different. That is not a knee problem. That's a referral. That's your body. There's can't and won't, okay? If you get into a trauma a month earlier and you broke your leg, you can't go run. It's injured, it's healing. But if you did it 10 years before and it still hurts, it's a won't problem. You got to figure out why it won't release the pain and the symptoms, okay? So simple to complex, okay? The medical world, unfortunately, guys, it's donkey backwards, okay? It's going to shop you complex to more complex. It's not going to start simple common sense because there's no money in it, okay? Nature's very cheap. In fact, in this talk right now, you know, sometimes I wish I didn't have any integrity because honestly, after years in practice, I started to realize the first couple visits I spent with somebody, you know what I was telling them to do? I was telling them to walk every day. You know, that gave them more benefit than about anything else I would do. I mean, given I do some great body work and some things like that, but the reality is I can't do that 7 days a week. So I had to be honest and go, walking is more important than me putting my hands on them and charging them $150 to tell them to walk, okay? And then the second visit, we talk about food and I say, hey, you know what? Maybe you should eat things like vegetables and animal proteins, full fat, not lean, not fat-free. Remember, fat doesn't make you fat. Fat doesn't cause heart disease. Sugar makes you fat. Sugar causes all the problems, okay? Sugar, sugar, sugar. And what sugar? Fruit and grain and starch and alcohol and all those things. Milk? Holy cow. Don't drink your calories, guys, if you're trying to lose weight. You know, why do you think baby cows grow so fast? Okay, because they drink cow's milk. So, simple, simple, simple. So what I'm doing now, when I do these workshops, I've done over 150 of these, this kind of data right here. I'll give people this data. Go. I used to charge, there was $300, 2 visits right there. And of course, you know, you get a color printout, but you could write it down on your own. And do these things and do some simple things and then come back to me when you need coaching and you need specific things tailored to your genetics and age and history and emotional well-being and your ability to have willpower and all those things. And then that's what a coach does. They say, hey, here's where you're at. And they move you from, let's say you're in really poor health, okay? And then you could get to fair, okay? And then you could get to good, better, best, all right? A lot of you right now, if we're to be honest, you're not good, better, best. Okay, this is where you start to look good, feel good, and get the results you want. And everybody's different how long it takes, but I'm a realist, I'm gonna tell you how long it takes. If you think it's gonna happen in a month or 2 or 6, don't lie to yourself. It's not gonna happen, okay? It takes time. But when you walk for 63 days, boom, then you're on to the next thing. Then you're gonna do another thing for about 63 days, and you're gonna look back in a year or 2 and go, oh my gosh, I changed my life, I changed my mind, I changed my strength. Because let's be honest, how long have you been trying to lose that 20 or 30 pounds? How long have you been trying to see your body get fit and motivated and move and be strong again? 5 years, 10 years? Some of you it's 30 years, okay? So instead of looking at that same, you know, midsection fat 10 pounds that you've been trying to lose for 30 years, let's just take a year or 2 and do it right, okay? I know that's not popular, but that's the truth, okay? Simple. Simple is very hard. Okay, so all I want you to do, if you're in this category, if you're in the poor category, let's try to move you to fair. If you're fair, move to good. Don't try to do this, please, okay? This is somebody that's used to be an athlete, but they've been sitting on the couch for 20 years, and all of a sudden now they're gonna go start doing CrossFit. Yeah, we all know how that goes. It's called, I love CrossFit, but you gotta earn the right to do that kind of exercise, okay? So you can't skip steps, you gotta be simple. So 2 things you're gonna do today. For 63 days, you're gonna do walking and your food, okay? Let's start with food. You're gonna lower your sugar, okay? So you're gonna lower sugar, okay? What's sugar, guys? Fruit. I know people keep saying, why does he keep saying fruit? He's really upsetting me. My doctor told me the way you lose weight is to eat less and exercise more and lots of fruits and vegetables. Yeah, that's a lie. That's a theory. That does not work, right? How is it working for you? Why? Okay? Because if you eat the wrong things and you eat less, you're still going to gain weight. And if you exercise more and your body's stressed, you're still going to gain weight. You're going to lose your muscle anyway and gain body fat percentage and feel tired and depressed and crave carbohydrate because you're going to stress your thyroid. You're not going to activate your liver. Your liver is going to be stressed. It's going to cause your right shoulder to hurt. Your jaw is going to be tense. You're going to get a headache. Your neck's going to be all sore. You're going to go to your chiropractor. He's going to say you're out, give you an adjustment. You can come back 3 times a week. Then you go to your PT and you can do exercises. And then your MD is going to tell you have an ibuprofen deficiency. And then you're going to just throw your hands up and say, well, maybe I'm just going to sit on the couch, watch some Gossip Girl, and eat my Starbucks muffins. But you know that's not what you want to do. So we got to break this. So sugar. Fruit. I will answer that question. Fruit. What do you call the sugar in fruit? Fructose. Fructose. Okay. I watched a video, like really old video, UCSF, University of California, San Francisco, head endocrinologist, did this talk on fructose. And he basically categorizes fructose, which is fruit sugar, as a poison because your liver has to convert it. Remember we drew that liver earlier? Here's your beautiful 3.5 pound liver that does all those functions you want. Fructose is very similar to alcohol, ethyl alcohol, in how it converts. It's got to go into the liver and then it comes out as glucose, which is kind of a poison by definition. It has to detox it into glucose. And then glucose will just make you fat. Just fill your body up with fat. But it won't make you sick. But fructose and alcohol can, okay? So remember, lower sugar. So yes, lower fruit, okay? Yes, lower starch. Yes, lower it all. And remember, if you're eating a ton of it, go to fair. If you're eating moderate amount, go to good. If you're barely eating any, clean it up a little bit, okay? And once you do this for 63 days and you do this for 63 days, then you're going to call me. You're going to email me and say, Dr. Sean, what's next? And I'm going to tell you. And if it's something you could do on your own, my integrity says I'm going to tell you to do it on your own because I don't want to charge you, $100 or $200 to try to fix something that I could just tell you to do on your own. It's when you're to the end of yourself, that's when you need a coach. You need help. But please don't do it too early. You're just going to be frustrated. How many of you guys have spent money on programs and pills and potions and amazing things that one person says this changed my life, and then you try it and you just add it to the half-empty bottle of supplements on the shelf, or you throw it in the closet with all the other diet plans, or you turn your elliptical or your treadmill into a coat hanger. No joke, I knew the person who helped treadmills sell more on TV than anybody. And you know what he said? One of the criteria you had to have? It had to have parallel bars, not for safety, because to hang clothes on it. Because he knew if you hung clothes on it, you weren't going to return it during its first 30 days. No joke. That is for real, and I could tell you who told me that offline. So anyway, guys, I want you to do these things for a couple months. The next video, what are we going to talk about in the next video? I got some notes here somewhere. The next video, there we go. The next video we're going to talk about mental patterns and pain. Okay, because a lot of you are in a lot of chronic pain, but your pain isn't there for the reason you think. Your pain is there from your mind, or it's a won't heal problem, not a can't heal problem. Remember we talked about there's can't and won't? Some bodies are too stressed, too nutritional deficient, too broken, and they can't. They need some support. But most people, and probably you, it's a won't problem. It's a won't because you're doing something in your lifestyle, or you're eating something, or you have some situation, relational, emotional trigger, or you're allergic to something, or the wrong light is affecting your body and you're not sleeping well. One of those things or all of those things, and we got to figure it out, okay? So we're going to talk about that next time, and how you retrain that so it's permanent, not just a cute little fad thing, okay? No 99-cent booklet at the cash register saying it's going to change your life, all right? So I hope you gained from this. I'm here for you. Please respond via email or questions on YouTube if you want, and I'm really happy to be part of your healing and solution. I hope you found today valuable. Keep it simple, and remember to move from poor to fair to good, better, best, okay? Watch out for that low-level fight or flight. It's there. God bless you. Stay healthy, strong. Go out mask-free and enjoy the sunshine, please. Bye-bye.